Hello everyone, I'm glad to welcome you to my online English lesson. My name is Kристина Владимировна and I will be your English teacher for today. So let's start. Look at this picture. What can you see? By the way, every time when you look at the picture in any English lesson, try to give a brief description of it. This skill will be very useful in any exam. So again, what can you see in this picture? In this picture, for example, I can see a family posing for a photo. There are two sentences below this picture. Let's look at them. My father took this picture when we were in Italy. This picture was taken by my father when we were in Italy. So, I want to ask you, do these sentences have the same meaning? I hope you guess. If we translate them, we will find out that there is no any difference in meaning. However, it's obvious that two various grammar rules were used there. So, what are they? What are the grammar rules? In the first sentence, the active voice was used, while in the second sentence, the passive voice was used to build the sentence. So today, we are going to talk about the passive voice. When do we use the passive voice? We use the passive voice when the person who carries out the action is unknown or unimportant, or when the action itself is more crucial, more important than the person who carries it out. To form the passive voice, we use the general formula. The verb to be plus past participle. But you should remember that you change only the verb to be itself. You put the verb to be into the correct tense you need. There are some options that demonstrate these changes. Let's look at them. In present simple, for example, we change the verb to be into am, is, are. So, the photo is taken. In past simple, we use was or were. For example, the picture was taken. In future simple, the picture will be taken. Also, you can use passive voice in past simple, in past perfect, in present continuous and past continuous, and in present perfect also. So let's back to our two sentences. My father took this picture when we were in Italy. So here we use the active voice because we want to emphasize the doer or performer. When we use the past voice, we emphasize the result or receiver. So the subject in the active voice becomes the agent in the passive one, and vice versa. The object in the active voice becomes the subject in the passive one. To say who carries out the action, we use the preposition by. For example, the photo was taken by my father. To say what the agent used, we use the preposition with. For example, the photo was taken with a digital camera. I hope everything is clear. So let's practice a little bit more. Open your student's book at page 94 and look at the exercise number 1. There is the text about the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And I hope that you have already mentioned this tower in the picture that we discussed recently. Now we will find out some extra information about this tower. While reading this text, I ask you to find and underline or highlight all the passive forms that you can find. I will read this text for you aloud. The Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy was constructed as the bell tower for the city's cathedral. However, at that time, the architects weren't experienced. So, it was built on soft ground, and as soon as it had been built, it slowly began to lean. Over the years, many attempts were made to stop the tower from leaning. Once, people removed stones from the bottom in order to put strong metal rods in, but the stones that were being removed were part of the foundations, so the tower leaned even more. Since then, it has been reinforced to correct this. Today, the tower can still be seen leaning to one side. It is covered in marble and is very beautiful. Unfortunately, however, it was closed to the public in 1990, after it was revealed that a single busload of tourists at the top could make it fall over completely. All the same, it will be visited by tourists for many years to come. So let's together check your highlighted phrases. The first phrase in the passive voice that I can see is was constructed. And this is the past simple passive. How do I know that? So let's look at the verb to be and its form. So this is the form of past simple. The next one is was built, and it is also past simple passive. Then had been built. Again, look at the form of the verb to be. It is past perfect passive. Then many attempts were made. So past simple passive. The next one is were being removed, and this is past continuous passive. It has been reinforced, present perfect passive. Can be seen. So modal verbs can also be used in the passive voice. You should put phrasal verb, modal verb plus be without to and past participle. The next one, it is covered, and this is present simple in passive voice. Was closed, again, past simple passive. Was revealed is also past simple passive. And the last one, will be visited. It is future simple passive. I hope you have no mistakes. So let's move on. After reading this text, I want you to answer the questions to the text. And if it is possible, try to answer them without looking in the text and use the passive voice. So the first question is, why did the Leaning Tower of Pisa begin to lean? So the correct answer is, it began to lean because it was built on soft ground. So I used past simple passive. It was built. The next question. Were any attempts made to stop the tower from leaning? And the answer is yes. Many attempts were made over the years. To find some extra information, you can back to the second paragraph of this text and find some additional extra information about these attempts. So question number 3. Why was it closed to the public? And the answer is, it was closed to the public because of the busloads of tourists at the top who could make it fall over completely. After reading this text, to be honest, I want to visit the Leaning Tower one day. Actually, I love traveling a lot, and I hope you also love it. So let's try to do the quiz about world's monuments. But before we answer the questions, I ask you to do the task. You should put the verbs in brackets into the correct passive form. We will do it all together. So I give you some seconds to think and decide what you put in the first gap. So, when was the Eiffel Tower built? This is the correct answer. So let's do the second one. What is the Taj Mahal made of? Look at the third one. Why were the Egyptian pyramids built? Okay. The fourth one. Which famous monument can be seen from almost every part of the city? The next one. It is estimated that 2 to 3 million people died while building a monument. Let's do the sixth one. Which of these famous sites is endangered by tourism? And the last one. Which famous building will be destroyed if the ravens ever leave it? Well done. So now I advise you to listen to an extract from this quiz show and try to circle the best option, the right variant, the right answer to every question.
Unit 6C, Grammar in Use. Exercise 3, page 95.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of The Winner Takes It All. I'm your host, Monty Wise, and here in the studio with me are two new contestants, Monica Goodall and Tony Roundwell. Welcome to you both. This week our subject is World Monuments. You get 5 points for each correct answer. You're not nervous, are you? Good. Now, Monica, it's your turn. For 5 points, when was the Eiffel Tower built?
In 1898.
Correct. Tony, for 5 points. What is the Taj Mahal in India made of?
Red sandstone?
Sorry, no. Monica?
White marble, I think.
Yes, Monica. Why were the Egyptian pyramids built?
Oh, that's easy. As a monument to the gods.
No, I'm afraid not. I'll have to ask Tony.
They were built as tombs for the pharaohs.
That is correct. Tony, for 5 points. Which famous monument can be seen from almost every part of the city? The Acropolis in Athens or the Colosseum in Rome?
The Acropolis in Athens.
Yes. Let's move on. Monica, it is estimated that 2 to 3 million people died while building a monument. Was it Stonehenge or the Great Wall of China?
Pass.
Tony?
Sorry, I don't know.
The answer is the Great Wall. Now, hands on your buzzers. Machu Picchu in Peru and Uluru in Australia are both famous sites. Which one is endangered by tourism? Monica, you rang your buzzer first.
I think it's Machu Picchu.
Correct. And the last question in this round goes to you, Monica. According to legend, which famous building will be destroyed if the ravens ever leave it?
Is it Dracula's home in Romania? What's the name of it? Bran Castle?
Not Bran Castle. Do you know the answer, Tony?
Yes, it's the Tower of London.
Correct answer, Tony. That means this round ends in a tie. Let's see who's going to win the next round. We'll be right back after a short commercial break.
So let's check your answers. In the first question, the correct letter is B. In the second one, the correct letter is also B. In question number 3, we have A. In picture number 4, B is right. In question number 5, A is the correct answer. In question number 6, it is also A. And in the last one, it's B. What do you know about Kaliningrad, about your hometown? Do you know anything? I hope you do, because it is your hometown. And we have very beautiful city with a very interesting history. And I want to show you some interesting facts about Kaliningrad that you have already probably know, but anyway. Some crucial facts about Kaliningrad. So let's read about Kaliningrad, but at the same time, I want you to put the verbs in brackets into the correct passive form. So let's try to do it. For a long time, Kaliningrad was a part of Germany. Yes, you are right. It was named Königsberg. In 1946, Königsberg became a Russian city, and it was given a new name, Kaliningrad. Good job. So let's look at the second fact about Kaliningrad. The Kaliningrad region is located near the Baltic Sea. It is the westernmost part of Russia. Unfortunately, the historic center of Kaliningrad was almost destroyed during the Second World War. So I want you to pay your attention to the word order in this sentence. We put the word almost between the auxiliary verb to be and the main verb destroyed. However, Many buildings have been restored. Yes, definitely. Because we are speaking about the result. For example, the fishing village was restored in 2007 as a German-style craft trades area. And the last but not least, also our city is known as the birthplace of one of the world's greatest philosophers, Immanuel Kant, and the famous writer William Hoffman. So I advise you to remember all this information because you live in Kaliningrad and you should know such crucial facts about your hometown. Конечно, ребят, перейду сейчас немножечко на русский, потому что мы с вами сейчас переходим ко второй части нашего урока, к рассмотрению одного из заданий в устной части, который называется условный диалог-расспрос. И те факты, которые мы с вами сейчас проговаривали про Калининград, непосредственно будут нам полезны также в этом задании. Я вам напомню, что за задание, о котором мы сейчас с вами будем говорить, включив небольшой отрывок из экзаменов ОГЭ по английскому языку. Давайте послушаем.
Hello, it's the electronic assistant of the City Council. We kindly ask you to take part in our survey. We would like to find out how teenagers feel about the city, town, or village they live in. Please answer 6 questions. The survey is anonymous. You don't have to give your name. So let's get started.
Вспомнили? Хорошо. Что важно помнить при выполнении этого задания? Само задание, оно типично для всех диалогов-расспросов, только сама тема, да, тематика вопросов, естественно, будет отличаться. Но сегодня мы с вами будем говорить непосредственно о той теме, которую мы уже с вами сегодня затронули. Это наш родной город, да, населенный пункт, в котором мы проживаем. Итак, что важно помнить, когда мы с вами выполняем такое задание? Вопрос, который вам задается, он звучит только один раз. Вы не увидите текст вопроса на экране, он не будет появляться на экране, и у вас не будет возможности делать какие-либо пометки. Ну и это понятно, это же ведь устный экзамен. Более того, звуковой сигнал, который прозвучал у вас сейчас, вы его могли слышать, он будет звучать после каждого вопроса и каждого ответа. Это своего рода сигнал для вас, когда начинать отвечать на поставленный вопрос. Давайте посмотрим на то, как будут оцениваться ваши вопросы. Всего вы можете максимально получить за это задание 6 баллов. Это значит, что вам зададут 6 вопросов, и каждый из этих 6 вопросов оценивается в 1 балл. При условии, если дан полный ответ на поставленный вопрос. Что значит полный ответ? Это значит полная какой-то информации, то есть вам достаточно обойтись 1-2 предложениями. Но это должны быть полные предложения с подлежащим, сказуемым и так далее. Потому что если вы посмотрите на второй наш пункт, за который, к сожалению, вы не получите баллы, то тут вы увидите, что ответ дан в виде слова или словосочетания. Я повторюсь, это значит, что вы должны давать полный ответ, чтобы получить 1 балл. Смотрите, как здесь интересно написано, что можно, в принципе, допускать какие-то погрешности, касающиеся фонетики, лексики и грамматики, но они не должны затруднять понимание вашего ответа. Да? То есть эксперт должен четко понимать, что вы, во-первых, понимаете вопрос, на который отвечаете, и, во-вторых, отвечаете на него достаточно ясно. Так, ну, давайте сейчас посмотрим на примерные вопросы из задания. Я подобрала вопросы, которые касаются не только грамматического правила, которое мы с вами сегодня обсуждали, да, например, пассивный залог. Вы видите, вот во втором и в третьем предложении у нас употреблен пассивный залог. Но и подобрала я такие вопросы, которые касаются непосредственно нашей тематики, которую мы с вами сегодня обсуждали. Это наш родной город. Итак, первый вопрос. How long have you been living in your city, town or village? Хочу вам дать совет, чтобы при ответе на вопрос вы пользовались тем грамматическим правилом, той грамматической структурой, которая использована при вопросе, да, который вам задается. Вот, например, здесь использован present perfect continuous. И желательно, чтобы вы в своем ответе тоже использовали это время. Ну, попробуйте сейчас озвучить этот свой ответ, не стесняйтесь, вслух. Мы с вами тренируемся. И затем я вам покажу свой вариант ответа. Получилось? Значит, мой вариант ответа. I have been living in Kaliningrad for 10 years. Конечно, информацию про то, сколько вы действительно уже живете в Калининграде, никто проверять не будет, поэтому здесь можно чуть-чуть слукавить, но главное ответить полным предложением и ответить на вопрос непосредственно. Да? Ну, видите, что здесь я использовала, как уже я говорила, present perfect continuous. Следующий вопрос у нас содержит пассивный залог, да, страдательный залог. When was your city, town or village founded? И здесь я также вам намекаю, что можно использовать ту информацию, о которой мы с вами говорили буквально несколько минут назад, и желательно в своем ответе использовать также passive voice. Угу. Так, смотрим на мой вариант ответа. Kaliningrad was founded in 1947. Where is your hometown located? Посмотрим на мой вариант ответа. The Kaliningrad region is located near the Baltic Sea. It is the westernmost part of Russia. Угу. Видите, мы здесь тоже в ответе использовали пассивный залог настоящего времени. Present simple passive. Ну и последний вопрос. What is the place where you live famous for? Здесь мы тоже можем, не поверите, при ответе использовать пассивный залог и воспользоваться той информацией, о которой мы с вами говорили ранее, да? My city is known as the birthplace of one of the world's greatest philosophers, Immanuel Kant, and famous writer William Hoffman. Где у меня здесь использован пассивный залог? В первом предложении. My city is known as. Я надеюсь, ребята, что информацию, которую вы сегодня прослушали, пригодится вам не только на экзаменах, но и в жизни. И надеюсь, что вам было интересно и познавательно. Да, у нас получился познавательный урок с вами. Thank you for your attention. I wish you all the best. See you